Hey church, I hope you're doing well. I'm Kelly Carlson, and today our great verse is Joshua 1:5. But before we dive in, I want to ask a couple questions. Have you ever felt alone and overwhelmed and like you have to do everything yourself? Have you ever felt ill-equipped in a job, as a leader, as a parent, as a spouse? Have you ever felt the imposter syndrome where your calling and your responsibilities are greater than your current competency and you're being stretched? Have you ever felt afraid of not having enough finances or being insecure about finances and God's provision? Well, if you answered yes to any of those, you're in great company. I think we all have. But Joshua 1:5 is a great verse to combat these feelings. It says, "No one will be able to stand against you all the days of your life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will never leave you nor forsake you." This is the Lord speaking directly to Joshua as he's taken over the leadership from Moses. But Moses also said these things directly to Joshua before he passed in Deuteronomy 31. And David said these to Solomon before he passed in First Chronicles. And so this truth that the Lord will never leave you or forsake you, that he will be with you through the midst of the thick, the thin, the praise-filled, the painful, God is with you. And it's not just for special leaders. It's not just for the spiritual elites. It's not just an Old Testament promise. This is a promise for you and I. This truth that God will never leave us or forsake us is the greatest promise that we have because we know that we'll never be alone. And the enemy's greatest tactic is isolation. And if he can convince us that we're utterly alone, that no one cares, that we won't be provided for, we won't be cared for, then he's won. But if we believe this truth of Joshua 1:5, that he will never leave us or forsake us, it is a great gift to the fear of abandonment, not measuring up, and being alone. And so I pray that as you meditate on this verse, Joshua 1:5, that God will never leave you or forsake you, that you would be encouraged, that you would be emboldened, that you would know the depths of God's love for you. And he cares about all the things, big and little. So much love, church.